Hold on, this is the PS5 review. Let me explain what the Xbox Series X is doing here. This thing is huge. I said so myself in the Xbox review, right? Now this is the PS5. It's somehow even bigger. It's a behemoth. I mean, how is this even happening? Am I even in the frame anymore? I mean, I'm gonna take some time to figure this out and, make room for my face here. But while I'm doing that, I want you to hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you can stay up to date on our videos. The PS5 is huge, yes, but its design does make it a bit more adaptable.
Unlike the Series X, it's not as wide on each side. That means you might have a better time getting this in your TV cabinet. Just like the Series X, the PS5 can stand like this or be laid down on its side.
But it's not a straightforward thing. You have to set up the detachable base.
If you decide to install it horizontally, you just hook it on the back of the console along the PlayStation symbols that you see. The hooks don't line up exactly though, which has been annoying me, but it's not like you'll ever see it once you're done.
If you opt for the vertical route, it's a bit more effort. I actually had to pull up the manual to figure it out. You have to remove the cap from the bottom here, install it in the base here, and then you clip the hooks like that onto the bottom of the PS5. Then you drive the screw in and screw it in. Now, as fancy and bulky as it is, you're not going to interact with the console itself. Yes, I'm talking about the new controller.
The DualSense is a major upgrade on the DualShock 4. That's the PS4 controller. The big thing here is haptic feedback. Xbox One already had that, but PlayStation is pushing it further. The DualSense has a whole range of vibrations. You can feel the pitter-patter of rain in Astro's Playroom. In FIFA 21, you can feel every kick of the ball. And on Spider-Man Miles Morales, every punch and kick comes alive. The other big thing are the adaptive triggers. The L2 and R2 buttons can now deliver added tension, which means you have to press them harder at times. In Dirt 5, you can feel the accelerator and brake pedals pushing back at you. The same happens when you use the bow in Astro's Playroom. But it's up to developers to make use of DualSense features, and not many are bothering right now. In NBA 2K21, the controller vibrates like any other controller would, and there is no tension to the bow in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There are a bunch of tiny changes too. A new button to turn off the inbuilt mic, a redesigned light bar that calls less attention to itself, larger shoulder buttons, and these front buttons which have a glossy finish to them. But don't worry, they're still made of plastic.
The DualSense is great, and it's better than the new Xbox controller that I love, but only when developers make proper use of its features.
What I don't like is that you can only use the DualShock 4 on the PS5 with PS4 games. They can't be used with any PS5 titles. I have two of these, and they're now more or less useless.
Okay, enough about hardware. Let's jump into games. After all, that's what consoles are for.
This is Spider-Man Miles Morales, the biggest PS5 launch title. It's also available on the PS4, and as you can see, it looks so much better on the PS5. You can pick from 3 different modes: Fidelity, that's 4K at 30 FPS, Performance, 60 FPS but at a lower resolution, and Performance RT, which is 60 FPS with ray tracing with some compromises. The remastered take on Marvel's Spider-Man looks great on the PS5 too, and just like its sequel, it allows you to pick between 3 graphical options. Unlike Microsoft, which has set a benchmark of 4K 60 FPS, Sony has given developers a lower target to hit, 4K 30 FPS. Also, unlike Microsoft, it's not offering free upgrades, even for its newest games. Spider-Man Remastered, for instance, is only available if you upgrade to a more expensive edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales. Meanwhile, neither Ghost of Tsushima nor The Last of Us Part 2 even have a PS5 version. What you get is the PS4 Pro version, now performing a bit better. Sony calls this Game Boost. They are both delivering smooth 60 FPS but not native 4K. Non-Sony developers are actually doing better here. If you bought FIFA 21 on the PS4, you are eligible for a free PS5 upgrade. FIFA games are never graphic leaders to be fair, but EA has provided a fairly good jump here. Both Marvel's Avengers and Cyberpunk 2077 will also give out free next-gen upgrades later in the year. Even without the upgrade right now, the games look and run much better on the PS5. On the PS4, the Avengers and Cyberpunk are ugly. Not everyone is playing as nice. NBA 2K21 will only let you upgrade for free if you bought the most expensive edition of the game. It looks pretty good, but it's a heavy price to pay. If your favorite game doesn't have a PS5 upgrade, you can play the PS4 version on your PS5. Sony is promising that nearly every PS4 game is supported on the PS5, but the backward compatibility stops at PS4 games. Microsoft, on the other hand, is bringing every Xbox generation in one with the Series X. Sony will let you play some older PS2 games, but only through PlayStation Now, which doesn't exist in India. Sony has always been stronger than Microsoft in the exclusive department though. And it's got a lot in the works for the PS5, including 2 anticipated sequels in Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok, both coming this year. Unfortunately, prices are going up to 5,000 rupees. The PlayStation 5 is set for a grand and exciting future, but hopefully, Sony won't keep its fans waiting on that future for too long. India is nearly 3 months late on the PS5 train to begin with, and there's no word on when new stock is expected right now.
Thanks for watching. For more gaming news and reviews, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Gadgets360.